Hello, hello, hello. All right. Happy Friday, everyone. This is your wonderful lifestyle medicine physician, Dr. Amanda. I hope you all are doing well. I am here with Atkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine. And do you ever feel like the health changes you want to make are just too big and too overwhelming? You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. Well, today we're just going to show you some small changes that you can do consistently that will lead to huge changes and results over time. Okay. I know we live in a world where we want everything right now and we want everything to change in an instant. I always call it the microwave moment. But if we want long lasting changes, it is more about consistency than overhaul of change. Okay. So we don't want to be overwhelmed. We don't want to be stressed. We don't want to feel like we just cannot do what we need to do to make these changes in our health and well being. And it can just be small, simple daily decisions that you make that add up over time. Okay. So these are the long changes, the lasting changes that you can make to actually help with sustainable change for your health and well being. So, again, for those that don't know me, I am Dr. Amanda, and I am a lifestyle medicine physician who is the owner and CEO of Adkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine. And we are here to just today to educate, to help you make these changes because I believe that we are all here for a purpose and we need to actually be healthy in body so we can actually live out our God given purpose. Okay. So, listen to the end for these simple steps so that you can make lifelong changes in your health and well being. So, the first thing is always nourish your body. Okay. And we just want to think of it one meal at a time. We don't want to think of, oh gosh, I know Thanksgiving is coming up or Christmas is coming up, what I'm going to eat then. No, what are we going to have now? So, what are we going to have for our next meal? Whether it's lunch, whether it's dinner, what are we going to have next? Okay. Just try focusing on one meal at a time. Okay. And what we want to focus on is what we want to add in. I know in life, we're always thinking about what we don't have, what we can't have, the restrictions. But let's in turn think about what we can add to our life. There's so much that we can do. And addition and even multiplication is so much better than division and subtraction. Okay. I'm a math nerd. Give it what can I do? So it's okay. So just simple things. Nourish your body. And you know what I'm going to say if you've been watching me for any time, add in a serving of vegetables each day. Okay. Sometimes I say each meal, but sometimes if that feels even overwhelming to you, you can just add it to one meal. So, like I said, the next meal, we just want to think one meal at a time, whatever your next meal is, lunch. So, that can be as simple as if you're like eating a chicken sandwich or a wrap of some kind, you can just add in, some green leafy vegetables, some spinach into there and make it more colorful. Okay. Whatever you want to do. If you're having like pasta, you can still add in like some broccoli or some edamame, or some asparagus, something that just adds some extra fiber to your diet. Okay. So if you just think about that, if you just add in one serving of vegetable to one meal at a time, one meal a day, you can just start there. I know I don't want to overwhelm anyone. One meal a day, just think that is seven extra servings of vegetables per week and 30 over a month. Okay. So again, one thing adds up over time. So you don't have to overwhelm like, I would love for you to have it at every single meal. But for some people, that's just too much. That's too much fiber in their body and they just cannot do it. So we can just start out with one extra serving of vegetables in one meal a day. Okay. So that's just an extra 7 a week and an extra 30 a month. And just imagine how much fiber you're getting, how much extra, how much antioxidants you're getting, the fiber and the vitamins that you're getting. And especially during this time of year, we need as many antioxidants, all the vitamins that we can get in our body to help with nourishing our body so that we can fight off all these germs and things like that that may be going on in the environment. Okay. Or for example, say your next meal is breakfast, and say you normally skip breakfast, but instead maybe you're going to do a fiber rich smoothie. And I love this. Usually I don't say, drink your calories, but sometimes, that's, what people can actually get in. And that's a good way to get in sometimes your vegetables. So adding in, some fruit, some almond milk, some ground flaxseed that has antioxidants in there. I love that. Or chia seeds if you like. So seeds, a nut butter, and then lots and lots of handfuls of spinach or handfuls of kale in there, and make you a nice green smoothie. Okay. So that is something simple. I'm just looking down, make sure I don't see any questions coming through. So if you have questions, please put them in the chat. I'll answer those along the way too. So remember, you don't need to do everything. Think one meal at a time, one intentional step that you want to make to better your nutrition. Again, this is for long lasting changes that you want to make in your body. Okay. We're not talking about quick fixes today. We're talking about you're tired of doing things, you feel overwhelmed by all the things you need to do, and we're just making simple steps each day, maybe not even a whole day, just one meal, one movement at a time, whatever it may be. Okay. So don't be overwhelmed with this. One intentional food that you're going to add into one meal, just one meal to help with your body today. Okay. The next thing I always, the six pillars in lifestyle medicine. So we want to think of one thing in each area. So the next thing is move your body. And I always have to, kind of chuckle when I think about this, when we're like, move your body, and we're sitting here in front of the computer. But maybe you're watching on your phone and say you can get up, but we want to make it enjoyable. So you don't have to live in the gym. The treadmill we call is like the dead meal. Like we like, oh, it's so boring just to be on a treadmill looking at the, screen, and like you don't see anything, you're not moving, going anywhere. We want to make it enjoyable, right? So today, actually, I am going skating. I'm still trying to figure out if I'm actually going to get on the skates or not. But my daughter's softball team is having a skate party. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why I emphasize so much actually health and well-being, because my daughter wants to be active and out there, and I don't want to be on the sidelines just like waving to her like, hey girl. No, I want to be out there with her. So this is why intentional changes in our lifestyle that we want to make to actually be able to be in life and not on the sidelines of life. Okay. So move your body, be intentional, make it enjoyable. It's going to be fun. I know it is. It's going to be hilarious out there. So if skating is not your thing, or you don't have a little one that's forcing you out, maybe just going for a walk outside for 10 minutes. Like that is so wonderful. Like I enjoy that. Maybe you don't like going outside, but maybe you're like, okay, I'm going to put on my favorite song and I'm just going to walk around the house or dance while I'm, listening to my music, anything like that. Just move your body to make it fun. Okay. Just bursts of, a small burst of exercise or movement can actually help. And even research has shown that 10 minutes of consistent movement a few times a day can lower your blood pressure and boost your mood. We all, especially as the sun is not out as much, need a boost in our mood. Okay. So move around. Whatever you can do to make it enjoyable. Like I said, turn on some music if you love music and just move your body. No one's watching. You don't have to do any certain choreography or anything like that. Just move your body and move consistently, and do it just for like 10 minutes. Okay. Again, these are small changes you can do over time, and we're making lifelong changes, sustainable changes that's going to happen in our body. Okay. So you could also make it social. Like I said, we're going to a party with some 6 and 7 year olds. So we're going to be moving. The next thing is to hydrate, especially as it is getting colder. If you're watching this video live, especially as it's getting colder, sometimes we, shy away from the water because we're like, we know in the summertime, we got to drink our water. It's hot. We have to stay hydrated. But sometimes as we go into the colder months, it's not as much. And we lean more towards, sugar beverages, caffeinated beverages, like, our hot cocoa, or, that famous coffee that adds that extra boost of vanilla and sugar and all that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. We want to hydrate our body. Water, you can add in, some slices of lemon, some cucumber, mint, whatever, make it refreshing, oranges, and then make it like a spa water, just whatever you can do. And if you have trouble getting your water in, you can just take it like a simple glass of water before a meal. Okay. Before each meal, you can just say, I'm just going to drink a glass of water. Or you can say every time a commercial comes on, if you're watching TV, you can say, I'm going to, drink some water from this glass. And then maybe by the end of your show, the whole glass is gone. Okay. 30-minute show, whatever it may be. And this is very important because I have, so many people that complain of feeling, tired or fatigued or headaches or, feeling hungry or food cravings. And sometimes that just means that you're dehydrated and you need to drink some more water. Again, make the water fun. No one initially says they liked water. That has it has no taste. I was like that growing up. I wanted my Coca-Cola, skip this water thing, But I am so proud of my daughter. She does not drink a lot of juice. Sometimes she will say, if she sees dad drinking it, she'll say she wants some. But most of the time it's still sitting there. But she's drinks her water. And I used to, when she was younger, I would make little jokes when we would drink the water and we'll drink our water and we're refreshing. So she actually now remembers that and still puts, together when she drinks water that it is refreshing for her body. And she loves drinking water. I'm just amazed to see, sometimes she'll see other kids drinking other things. She's like, I want to drink that. And then we have, Gatorade, some from the baseball game still in the, refrigerator after she's drank, a fourth of it. And it's the little bottles too. So, we can make it fun. We can make it, our body, we can make our mind think that it's refreshing by every time we drink, say, refreshing, if that, helps you out. Okay. So drink your water, stay hydrated, especially during this season as it starts to get colder. Okay. The fourth thing that we're going through, habits that we want to change, is renewing our mindset. And today, actually, during our daily prayer call, I'm on this daily prayer call and Bible study every morning at 6 a.m. It's called Arise and Shine. So shout out to Dominion City Church in Norcross, Georgia, that is putting that on. It's been going on for 5 years now. I have not been a part of it for 5 years, but been a part of it for several years. So I may have to link that in the comments so you can actually join. But today we're talking about renewing our mind and actually having goals, or there's something in our life that we want to actually see manifest. And the first step is actually being that person. We don't actually have it yet, but we want to be that person that does that. So you want to renew your mind. So it actually says that in Romans 12. We want to be ye transformed by the renewing of our minds. Okay. And we can do that also by being that person. So you're I'm a person that drinks water. I'm a person that moves my body. I'm a person that eats vegetables every single day. And then just celebrate those small wins, whatever it may be. And we say small, but we know small, consistent changes over time make big results, right? And so instead of focusing on what you haven't done, so say you ate vegetables, 4 days out of 7. Okay. You did 4. Celebrate the 4. Don't think about the other days that you didn't do. Or if you, walked, 2 times of this week instead of 0. Or, you got off the couch and moved your body to the music. Maybe there was, a fun commercial on and you got up and you moved your body instead of just sitting there and picking up your phone and twiddling through your phone while you're waiting for your show to come back on. Whatever it may be, celebrate those things and say, I did this. And every time you actually celebrate that, you're actually giving yourself positive reinforcement in your brain to actually want to do more. We all want to feel better. We all want to feel good about what we're doing. And if we do that and give ourselves positive reinforcement, our mind will be transformed and we'll be more likely to do those things again. Because like, I like the way that made me feel. Like the refreshing how I would do when my daughter was little, and now she still loves to drink water. So it would transform your mind. Okay. Another verse besides Romans 12 that you can actually meditate on to help renew your mind is Galatians 6 and 9. And this is so important because it helps us to not give up. All right. It helps us to stay consistent, even when we don't feel the progress is coming on. And it says actually in Galatians 6 and 9 that let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap a harvest if we do not lose heart. We shall reap if we do not lose heart. And that can be so hard sometimes. And I understand, like I am right here with you. And I come on here and do these lives and post these videos and talk to people because I am constantly renewing my mind. I'm telling myself I am a healthy person. I live a healthy and long life. I drink water on a consistent basis. I exercise, like even when days I don't want to exercise, like I am an exerciser. I go and I exercise, I walk, I lift weights. I maybe even jog sometimes, whatever it is that I am. And it just renews my mind to know that as I do these small things, as I do these things consistently, then it actually sees change. And that helps, with everyone. And again, these are steps that seem like they are very simple to do, but they're also very simple not to do. And I just want to encourage you to continue to do these things, a small, consistent. And like my mentor says from, the Rise and Shine, maybe we're working on working on being consistent by being consistent. I didn't say that right. Working on consistency by being consistent. So it's like, I'm working on being consistent. That's what she says. I'm working on being consistent. I'm not always doing it every single time. I don't do it right every single day, but I'm working on being consistent at being consistent. I know it's like a tongue twister. But the more I hear her say that, the more I'm like, okay, that makes sense. We are never going to be perfect. We are always looking for progress. And if we continue to work on being consistent, then we will be consistent at something. Okay. So you can do it. Okay. So that was 4 things. Now, 5, we want to manage our stress with purpose. Y'all, we are living in a time where, stress, like you think one thing is done and something else is right here. Like it's here in your face. Like, oh gosh, I don't want to turn because it's already right there. I was like, I just moved this one thing from over here and it's gone. And here's something else, right over there. All right. So we cannot let stress control our lives. Okay. It does not have to control us. Okay. We can reset our nervous system, just in just a few minutes a day. So if we think about it, when we have stress, we are in that constant fight or flight mode, and we're like, we're all tense. Our jaws are tense, our stomach is tense, so we're breathing very shallow. Our hips and our legs may be tight, and we're just like, our body is using all that energy to stay tight instead of like making sure our arteries are getting cleaned out, as we're eating our healthy vegetables and we're exercising. But if we keep that stress and we keep that balled up, then our body can't heal. Okay. So what can you do? Again, I talked about doing the a Rise and Shine prayer meeting every morning. That helps me. And then reading my Bible consistently. And I started to like, okay, I'm now going to do my Bible reading right after the prayer call. So I get up a little bit earlier so I can have that time. I just want to celebrate also one thing that I'm doing to manage my stress is that I have finished reading the entire Bible from Genesis all the way through Revelations, not skipping any of these chapters or the books. And it took me 10 months and 10 days. So I finished actually on October 10th, a week ago, actually now. And I've started again. I'm in Genesis. I'm up to chapter like 30 something. And so it's just been so good for me and to help with my stress level. And, we invite you to do the same. And I can also, link in there are a challenge to read the Bible in a year. It doesn't matter when you start. It just matters that you start. And that actually learning who you are in God and how much God loves you as his child. It just helps you to look at life differently. And knowing that he's on your side, it can help you manage stress because like there's a time for everything and we don't have to worry about it because everything is working together for our good. So it's just so much that can help when we actually take part in our own health and well-being with managing stress. And a good way, like I said, that I do that is with prayer, meditation, and reading the Bible. It also can feel like, for some people, taking deep breaths. Whew. Like sometimes we just have to do that. And sometimes when we can't pick up our Bible, we can always pray. We can always pray. We can pray to ourselves. But maybe sometimes you're in a meeting and you just feel yourself tightening up. No one's going to notice if you just start taking some slow, deep breaths in and out your mouth. Okay. So you can do that to decrease your stress. Okay. So we're going to manage our stress. We are going to manage our stress. Okay. The last thing, so I don't keep you on here too long, is to actually, no questions, is to actually track your progress. Okay. And again, we can actually be looking at those things and wondering what we can do and if we're actually making any changes, because sometimes when it's slow, steady things, we may not see the, big mind-blowing things, but over time we will. And sometimes just keeping like a note on your phone, like in the notes app, like what you did today, how you felt today, are you sleeping better? That was another thing I learned. I've noticed, as I added in more vegetables, cutting out some of the processed foods this past week. It's like I am just like sleeping so much better. Like I'm like waking up, and y'all, for those that know me, I even do not keep the TV on all night anymore. Like that is miraculous for me. Like I now just play the waterfall sound, like it's like white noise in the background. So I've been trying to do that instead of I'm telling y'all, I'm working on these things too. Instead of sleeping with the TV on, because before I would, have Golden Girls or something in the background while I went to sleep, and now it's just that noise. And so then my mind's quiet down, or I reflect on the scriptures of reading, or a book about business or something like that I may be reading. So just keep track of your progress, because that can actually, and then you'll start to see the differences. So like, okay, yes, I started doing, turning off the TV for TV sounds, and instead I have, the waterfall, and it makes me feel more relaxed, and I'm sleeping better because I added in a little bit more vegetables to my meals every single day. So remember, you can do it too. Remember, it's just simple changes that you can make throughout the day that can make small changes initially, but overall, they'll be big. Over time, they'll be big over time. Okay. So we want to make these sustainable changes that you can make in your life, because we're not in the microwave. We're not trying to, zap things in and then we're burning out. We want to make these steady changes over time. So nourishing our bodies, number one meal at a time, adding in more vegetables, moving our body, whether we just play some music or we get up during a commercial and just move our bodies, or stand and just move, take a 10-minute walk, go skating with your daughter. Hydrate our bodies, number three, especially as we're going through the colder months. Make sure you are drinking that water. No extra sugar, no extra caffeine. We just want that water, and you can add in, just a glass of water a day before each meal. And then we want to renew our minds. Number four, remember Romans 12:1 and Galatians 6:9. We want to renew our mindset, and we can focus on the things that are working and not necessarily the things that are not. And then we want to manage our stress. We want to take deep breaths. We want to do our prayers. We want to do our meditations. We want to socially connect. I didn't even mention that the last time, but five, that's number five, socially connect with managing our stress, like being around others that are lifting us up. And we will see these changes actually help with lowering our blood pressure, helping us feel a better mood, helping us sleep better. And then last of all, track your progress, because again, sometimes when we just have these small changes that we're making, you don't necessarily notice them initially until you're like, oh wow, I did do that. Oh, when did I start doing that? I wonder how long that took. But if you keep just a little track, you can just write down, oh, okay, I had, vegetables, 3 times this week, or I had a vegetable at lunchtime, or oh, I went for a walk, after lunch instead of sitting at my desk trying to push through on my work, whatever it may be. You can do it. Okay. 6 simple steps that you can do to actually transform your life over time, and you will see these lifelong changes. Again, transformation is not about being perfect every single time. It's about being consistent, trying to be consistent at being consistent, and being faithful to yourself and to your body. Okay. So every vegetable you eat, every step you take, every glass of water you drink, every deep breath, every prayer you make, it all adds up. Okay. Again, God did not call us to be perfect. He called us to be good stewards over our body. And he wants you to do that. Honor your health and you honor him. Okay. Honor your body, you honor your God. Okay. So again, big wins in health don't come from dramatic changes. They come from consistent small steps. 6, if we count the ones that we did today. So let's help you build a plan together. So you have these things. You're like, okay, Dr. Amanda, I hear you, but I need more help. That's what I'm here for at dramanda.com, dramandamd.com, at Adkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine. This is what we help people do. We actually help them, make these changes and see the results and remind them of their success that they're seeing over time. So don't forget to share this video, like it video so other people can see it. Comment, let me know which one of the 6 steps are you going to work with today? Which one? All right. So I enjoyed meeting with y'all today. So I hope you got something out of this. Don't forget to drop a comment so I can see, what you're going to do, so I can know that, I'm not just on here talking to myself. All right. Well, blessing and health to y'all. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great weekend.